Hey, Jenna.
Hi.
So far, it looks like you and me. Barbara is going to be on, and she had a new person, but it looks like, yeah, it looks like she have to do like Thursday. Yeah, so it looks like she can't jump on the Zoom now. Okay, cool. So how are you doing? Hold on, let me turn my camera on.
Oh yeah, so
Hey,
here, let me go. Hi.
oh, you froze. It froze. Can you can you hear me, Jenna?
Now.
You're frozen. Your image is frozen, and I didn't hear. Yeah, your image is still frozen. Good picture of you. Can you hear me?
I,
I got people texting. Hold on. Can you hear me okay? Oh, there you are. Now. Okay, I can see you. Can you talk?
yep, I can. Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, I can see you. I can hear you now. You were frozen there for a bit, so now you're.
So actually, let me move to a different place.
So what
Go
did?
to. Oh yeah, let me tell you what. I'm gonna move to a quiet spot here.
Yeah, you had Trisha, right?
Yeah.
Froze again.
So Trisha,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, she got the patches. She has a sprained ankle, and so what we did was um, um, gave her two X39s, put two Eon patches on her left ankle. And then I told her to change them out tonight. So she got them. And so hopefully, now she's had a sprained ankle since June. So she's been
Oh, a long time. How old is she?
um, so she's had this ankle sprain for months now, but I'm hoping that the patches will help to
Sure.
expedite the healing process. So I'm gonna I'm gonna have her continue to keep these patches on for at least 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna give her a call probably sometime next week and see how she's doing. Either that, or she's gonna call me to let me know how she's doing with being on those patches and all.
Yeah. So,
So,
so just put the X39 and the Eon on the ankle.
yep,
Yeah,
yes,
for
yep,
sure. Okay, good.
yeah. So she
Excellent.
is she's really busy. So she barely has time to even really engage in on any of these Zoom meetings, but that's okay.
It's okay. We could do
It
between, that's not uncommon. Every now and then we have super busy people like that. I have this court reporter right now that it's everything is voice messages and text messages. We got her enrolled, and then she has people and she's trying to coordinate to get them on the Zoom with her. Sometimes it's not possible, but things are moving forward. Some will, some can, but it doesn't keep people from getting started. So
yeah,
number
yes.
thing is, I just have a guy right now he'll be in here for tomorrow from Thailand. He's been trying to do the
Wow.
Zoom. The 7 p.m. Zooms are 9 a.m. in Thailand there, but he still hasn't been able to sync it. So he's going to be here tomorrow. And he's pretty sick. So I'm like, okay, well,
Oh,
at least once you're here, you're in the same time zone. Hopefully you can get the Zoom, but at least you can get your hands on patches and
yeah.
and you'll be much better.
Yeah. So if these patches work out and she like heals, so she's gonna get another MRI probably in about 30 days from now. That'll be the 3 month mark for her.
So,
Um,
so she injured her ankle in June. So June, July, 2.5 months, a sprained ankle.
yeah, sprained ankle.
So yeah, her ankle should be fine by now. So yeah, is she north of 60?
Um, is she what now?
Is she north of six? Is she older than 60?
Oh, she's 50 something years old, maybe 62. So
Okay.
yeah, I really don't know how old Trisha is, but let's see, Diana is 65. So I think Trisha is probably like 62. So yeah,
But they've
yeah.
got no, they've got 10% or less than their original stem cells. So with the stem cell activation patches, they're going to be at 43%. Roughly of their stem cells. So it's going to
Okay.
be a dramatic change. So that's the only reason I'm not one to ask usually about age, but if you have someone that's trying to heal from a fracture, heal from
Oh, I
anything,
know.
then it's like, okay, well, because I want to know how many stem cells without the patches they've got available to them. And then once they have the patches on, then of course, game over. So,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So poor thing. I can't imagine every time you get up to go every morning. What a miserable
Oh,
beginning.
I know.
Pain.
And she can't go walking like she normally does in the mornings. And so so I'm thinking in about 2 weeks is when she'll start noticing a difference, you think? Or what do you think?
Some people notice in the first 24 hours.
Okay.
Some people the same day, some 24 hours, some take a little longer, some take 2-3 weeks. So it just depends on the person. So
Yeah.
when you put the patches on, I don't think the first day you felt anything, but I think after several weeks of being on the patches, you were like really blissed out, so
Oh, yeah. I was 2 weeks. I was totally, I had zero brain fog. Um,
that's the number.
Clarity, vision was clear. I mean, it was amazing. So,
And it's
um,
it's hard for people to understand what that means until you've had the brain fog and all those issues. Then all of a sudden it's almost like this veil's lifted, and you know that you have an impairment, but you don't really know the severity of it until it lists, and you're like, wow.
yeah,
I mean,
I
you
can.
see clear, you can think. You go from not being able to think that you can think, and then without trying to recall, you need to remember something and it's there. And it's like that was no effort. I didn't have to go, oh, what was that? No, it was there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I'm so excited that she's gonna get to experience
So
that.
what I'm going to do for a bonus, and I know I probably should not do this, but I want to send her a sleeve of the ice wave. So I told her
Yeah.
yeah, that'll help with
Yeah.
the inflammation even more.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and just snail mail her. She's going to get it like in 3 days, and
Yeah.
just as a bonus, because to me, I think really I am no longer telling others, like, hey, you're going to see this, you're going to see that. I'm just going to let them experience it for themselves. So I didn't give her any expectation. I just want her to just try it
Yeah.
and then report back like, what she's feeling.
Yeah. So it's
So
interesting that you should say that, because Ron Rabin, he's been doing the stem cell activation patches for 4 years. He's a chimney sweep, and he has about 130,000 people he started with no one, just like you and me. 4 years later, he
yeah,
has 130,000 freaking people that he has
yeah,
saved. You and I are part of his business. So he saved
that's
my life, your life, and everyone that's in my group, in your group, all of us. Okay. Now what he says is, like, he gives people a patch. He just gives people only X39. He says, listen, here's an X39 patch. He goes, you may not feel anything. So tomorrow morning when you get up, put this patch on wherever it is you have pain in the body, just patch it. Just point to the pain and patch it. And let me send you the startx39now.com video link. And there's a couple of videos on there. You don't have to watch all the videos, but you can at least watch the first one and maybe the second one. It's a 2-minute and a 3-minute. If you want to, you can watch the 18-minute video. But if you like what you hear, I can show you how you can get on a 90-day trial with a 30-day money back guarantee. So that's right. You can use the patches for 30 days. And if you want your money back after 30 days, you can get your money back. So there's like no skin off your nose. You have everything to gain, everything to, nothing to lose, right? And so what happens is people get back to him the next day, or he doesn't wait for them to get back always. Sometimes he gets back to them and it's like, hey, did you put the patch on this morning? Did you remember to drink the 50% your weight in ounces of water? And they're like, yes, I'm drinking the water and I put it on this morning. Great. Remember to set an alarm to remove the patches after 12 hours because you're going to forget, because we all do. And
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you watch, the video on the links? Some do, some don't. What's interesting is that the people who feel something, they're like, as soon as I put the patch on, immediately like the lights were on, or I felt a vibration, or I felt tingling, or within 2 to 5 minutes after putting the patch, my knee was hurting and clicking before, and now no pain, and it's not clicking anymore. Can the patches work that fast? And he's like, yeah, those, it's regeneration. So it's regenerating the cells exponentially, as you're wearing it. So it's not done repairing it. So if you don't wear any more patches for the rest of your life, it's not enough repair to last, but you do have benefit, right?
Yeah.
And the people who said, well, I put the patch, I didn't feel anything. He goes, that's right. I told you might not feel anything. He goes, you're right. I didn't feel anything, but I still want to get on the 90-day trial with a 30-day money back guarantee. So it's like win-win. You feel something, you don't feel something, because 20% of the people don't feel something. I was in the 20%. I didn't feel anything until the thing I noticed, first 24 hours, the deeper sleep, like sound sleep. And then I need water, but I drink coffee.
Yeah. I need to drink some water too.
I need to get my water bottle. Hold on.
Okay.
And then in that 3.5 weeks, I'm doing a Zoom, like info Q&As every day, right? And I'll never forget, it was trippy. The beginning, I was reading, 2, 3, 4, 5 medical studies a day, because we have 90. So I'm like, I was like voracious. It's like I couldn't read them fast enough, kind of a thing. And I'm like, okay. And if one popped out to me, I'm like, oh, this is good. I need to set this one aside. And so I got to the one having to do with ice wave. And the first thing that caught my eye was the keywords. It said organic nanotechnology, photobiomodulation, and acupuncture. And I thought these are, because the other ones have all sorts of other keywords, but this grouping of keywords really popped off the page for me. And I thought, wow, I really love these keywords, because using them collectively like this, I go, no one that I know of at that time was using organic nanotechnology, photobiomodulation, and acupuncture points. Some people were using wearable light technology or photobiomodulation, but no one mentioned nanotechnology. Organic, holistic, non-transdermal would eventually come along the line, but not as an initial thing. So I thought, love that. I go, I got to commit these words to memory. But from my history, because I had a traumatic brain injury, I knew that I wasn't going to remember, or I thought I knew that I wasn't going to remember them.
Can you explain?
Go ahead.
Can you explain the photobiomodulation? There's been quite a few questions about it, and I am not quite versed in it, so I can't quite seem to explain it very well. Oh, watch out for the cicada. Yeah, it's a huge cicada. Oh, anyway, so there's a huge cicada that is buzzing around that's like this thick, and hopefully it doesn't fly near my head because I'm currently outdoors.
Oh, I'm surprised I can't hear it, because sometimes you can hear the buzzing.
Oh yeah, it was just buzzing a little bit ago, but it's huge. It's like big. Anyway, so photobiomodulation.
So I tell people when I do my Zooms and stuff, I tell them, okay, photobiomodulation. What a mouthful, right? Some people can't say it to begin with. So
well, they don't believe me that it's even a word.
So photobiomodulation, it is, and it's been around since the 1800s. There's so much research. It's really uncanny. But photobiomodulation, let's break it down. So I always break it down for people. Photo means light. Biology, because we are biological beings, whether we're a mammal or whether we're an amphibian or a reptile, we are mammals or even birds. So photo is light, biological, we're not a rock, right? And modulation is movement. So another way to say photobiomodulation is wearable light technology for a human. Or and I didn't even limit it to human because people put the patches not just on themselves, they also put them on their pets, whether it's a cat, dog, a bird, or a horse. And even I have, believe it or not, I have a chiropractor in Texas who he put his X39 and X49 on the side of his aquarium to help his fish. And his fish revived. I'm like, I would have never thought of doing that because a fish, they're not mammals.
Wow. Oh.
But it worked.
Oh, that's
fish. So all the fish in the aquarium benefited from the X39. I'm like, brilliant.
That is brilliant. That's really quite interesting.
Yeah. So anybody who has now anybody who has fish or aquarium, I can tell them it's like, well, and if you have an aquarium, you could take your used patches and put them on the side of the aquarium because your fish will in fact benefit.
All right. So how I explained what photobiomodulation is, basically it is the it's the
let me tell you
device.
let me tell you how I language it, and then I'm going to show you a little video that also explains it, because they're going to only remember about 5 to 15% of what you tell them.
Yeah.
When we're sharing this, more than anything else, people are it's the body language, the excitement that you have over what this has done for you, the communication of that is what makes people more curious, because they can't remember. They're so excited. This is so foreign. It's very difficult for them to remember it all. They remember stem cells. Even the word photobiomodulation, they're like biophotomodulation. I've heard people call it that too, because they're not familiar with it, right? And they don't really know what it means. So that's why I break it down. Photo, light, biological, because we're a biological being. Modulation is movement. So what happens is you have your infrared light, your body's 98.7 degrees Fahrenheit, all of us, right? As soon as you take this little stem cell activation patch, you put it on your skin, and this little crystal lattice, which is mimicking a diamond crystal. Oh, by the way, diamonds are organic, because if you think about it, a coal is an organic substance, and under extreme heat and pressure over time, it's compressed into a diamond. So it's organic. And these are organic crystals that are mimicking a diamond crystal. Organic. You don't have to tell them about the salts, the sugar. I'll tell them that. They'll watch it in the video. But these are organic nanotechnology crystals. They're tiny. The only reason why we call them nanotechnology, it's because they're tiny crystals that are strategically placed in a specific pattern and set to a specific frequency, so that when your infrared light bounces off of this, because this is like a mirror, now your infrared light goes up to 4 inches deep into your body, and that turns on your copper peptide. It's the copper peptide's already in your body. So it's activating the copper peptide in your body. Now that's the cue. Now all the alarm bells inside your body have been alarmed, and those 33% of your stem cells that you had in your mother's womb that have been asleep since you were 30, they're like, oh, wake up call. So now they're like, oh, holy cow, there's inflammation over here in that person's knee. There's something going on here. There's some damaged cells here in the heart. She's got a thing in her upper right eye, and it's like the back of her neck. She's got, a cyst thing kind of going on. Okay, now we know. Most important, we got to do the heart thing first, but we're going to send stuff over there for the eye. And so your stem cells are like, okay, now it knows to send a heart cell, an eye cell, basically a replacement tissue cell for the back of the neck, because we got to detox the body from that cyst, that ganglion, that mass, benign, cancerous, doesn't matter. Your stem cells haven't categorized. They just know that's a toxin that doesn't belong in here. We got to detox it. gets rid of it. It replaces it with the original tissue because its job is to replace damaged cells, damaged tissue. Then the rest is history. That's just the basic technology, how all the stem cell activation patches work. And then, of course, you have your bullet points that tell you GHKCU specifically.
GHKCU.
For X39. And then AHKCU copper peptide is what's signaled for X49. And then you have other peptides which haven't been disclosed to us. I couldn't find it in the papers or anything. I think it's because of part of the patent. But for glutathione, carnosine, and eon, because that's like pretty revolutionary to have antioxidants signaled in your body. But the bottom line is that they are, because we know from the research papers. I can give you, if you want, this, because anybody who asks me for this, I give them my presentation of the bullet points. So
yeah, can you resend that to me? But when you send it to me in email, yeah, for some reason, I tried to look for it once before. It's your company that I can't.
Yeah, sometimes people can't remember the company name because it's info. Yeah, it's info, because I don't have my name. It's info@Luxium. So now one easy way to remember the company name, it's Lux. Light in Latin is Lux. So it's light I am. Lux I am.
Okay.
Okay, so can you see here the
stem cell pack?
Yeah, so I'll just send this. I'll copy and paste it in an email and send it to you. And if you look,
oh, thank you so much. And yeah,
so you'll have all the information. It's handy there. You could forward this to someone.
That is
Everything is here, even because people can imagine, you shining a light on a diamond crystal and how it reflects back. So I just got this little video. I go, I tell them, you shine a flashlight on your diamond crystals, it reflects back light. These crystals do the same thing. It's mimicking a diamond crystal, reflecting back the light, except instead of just having one crystal, we have organic sugar crystals, organic salt crystals, organic proprietary blend of amino acids, all in crystal form, and then hydrogen, oxygen, and water. And so those are strategically, it's like with surgical precision, they've been arranged in a very specific geometrical pattern. And then there's a special machine that David invented to set it to a specific frequency so it would activate.
Actually, crystal, it uses or not diamond crystals, it uses any crystal that he has in a certain configuration that
sugar, salt,
produces
a specific geometrical. The two things he does, he has them arranged in a very specific pattern, and he sets it to a certain frequency, and that's what activates with Fantastic Five. I verbally say I don't have it here. I'm gonna put here because I'm giving this to you, because sometimes for people they forget. So that
and I'm so sorry.
So you'll have all of this.
GHK.
Yeah, and this one's AHK. CU is SIG. That's what.
And I can't wait for her to try the Vita patch.
Yeah, AHKCU. And then just as a side, this is the protein that's activated also in X39 is the P63. So as soon as the amino acids, your copper GHKCU copper peptide, all of a sudden it activates those copper peptides in your blood. This P6, the next chemical reaction is P63 is turned on. If you're drinking water, the protein is hydrated and it can work because your DNA is 92% water. If you're dehydrated, the protein is folded. If the protein is folded, it ain't gonna do what it's supposed to do. So you have to do hydration. You have to have the body well hydrated so that the proteins are available so that the reaction can keep moving. And I put in here, is it above or below? Yeah, so I put in here, I'll share with you. This is my mentor, Dr. Jack Cruz, who originally was an oral surgeon, and then he became he's a neurological surgeon. He does brain surgery, neck and back surgery. He's the type of guy that could do the surgery that you had for your back. Okay. And so I'm going to play this.
Here's a little clue for all of you.
Hold on. And I'm going to share this, and I can send you this stop screen share. I want you to see him. He's addressing a group. Where's my Zoom? Where did it go? This is so funny. I can't find my Zoom.
Yeah, for some reason, the screen keeps freezing. So it's probably has to do with the weather right now. We're in an overcast, I'm in an overcast area.
Oh, yeah, sometimes.
My
Okay.
bandwidth is not very good. I'm on
It's loading now. So let's see if it actually finishes.
on Wi-Fi. Yeah, not
It says your screen share is before
my,
we
I see it coming in.
Okay, good. It came in. That took a long time to load. Okay, so this is Dr. Jack Kruse. And so this is what he says about why drinking water is so important.
Here's a little clue for all of you. The proteins in the Krebs cycle do not work the same when they're unhydrated versus dehydrated. Most people don't know that.
Most
So that
doctors don't
means
know that.
Most of what we believe about biochemistry is
This complete horse shit is what he says. But for some reason, I don't know why it stopped. Anywho.
No,
that
I
link-
didn't know
yeah,
that.
that link. And you know what? A lot of doctors don't know that. And one of his points is, it's like, yeah, he goes, where in my medical school books was this? He goes, wait a minute, there's a lot of stuff that's missing from the biochemistry that he studied. But what he did was he ended up studying applied physics in order to put 2 and 2 together. And he is really big on photobiomodulation, huge on photobiomodulation. And so he is, he's about the truth and about doing what's best for his patient, period. And so he really is phenomenal, the things that he's done. You probably heard me talk about Dr. Jacob Montgomery, who is a quantum eye surgeon. And I think way back when
Oh my gosh, wow.
Where are we? Where's my Zoom's gone
I
again?
don't know what that means. Quantum.
He's a quantum eye surgeon. So he's using photobiomodulation at the cellular level, both at the macro level and at the micro level as well. So Jack Kruse, the neurosurgeon, is actually a mentor to Dr. Jacob Montgomery, who's a quantum eye surgeon. So he does LASIK surgery, radial keratotomy, but he's taken it a step up because his story was like, he's a big proponent of photobiomodulation, but he learned it from Jack because he's like, I never learned any of this stuff in medical school. So he learned it from Jack, just as I've learned a ton of stuff from Jack. So his case was he was doing CrossFit, spending $700 a month in supplements. He's in the OR performing surgery 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. He just does his hour-and-a-half workout of CrossFit every day. And he's like, I'm taking 2,000 IUs of vitamin D. Why are my vitamin D levels so low? It doesn't make sense with all these supplements that he's taking in. He's doing everything right according to textbooks. But that's because the light inside of his body was way off. And he was this close to going on disability because he had cochlear neuritis, which is just a big word to tell you that you have an organ in your ear called the cochlea, and the nerves of the cochlea, the nerves had become damaged. And because of that, he was getting dizzy spells and he wasn't able to perform the way he used to. And the other thing is around 3 or 4 o'clock every day, he would have horrible migraines. And it was the blue lights in his work environment, which is no different than anybody else's work environment or home environment, where you have LED lights, fluorescent lights, halogen lights, instead of incandescent light bulbs, that were the culprit, which is what led to the change in his vision, the headaches, the cochlear neuritis, etc. And so, long story short, when he made certain changes, Are you there? Are you there, Jenna? Hey, Jenna, your picture went away. I don't know if you can see me or hear me, because I can't hear you. There you are. Oh, it disappeared. I guess it fell out, huh?
Oh, did your thing fall out?
It stopped. Your screen went black, and then you couldn't
Oh.
hear me because I said, "Could you hear me?" And you didn't respond. So I'm like, I figured
Yeah.
that connection disconnected.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'm outside right now and I'm just trying to find a power outlet too.
Yeah. I can send you Dr. Jacob Montgomery's video. It's like 2 hours
Anyway.
long, but I did start to break
Yeah,
it.
I don't know if it's
15-minute
screen or my
but, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So anyhow, I can send you that video. It's he's addressing a group of ophthalmologists. So it is more technical, they're eye surgeons. So
Okay.
I actually have started breaking it down into 15, like I go through 15 minutes of his information and then I break it down into layman's terms because there's a bunch of like Dr. Jack talked about the Krebs cycle. It's really irrelevant. It's a cycle in your body. It's a metabolic cycle in your body, but you don't even really need to know that. The only thing you need to know is that your body responds differently when you're dehydrated because those proteins, which we don't pay attention to that because that's not really our job, right? But a doctor should know that if a protein is not hydrated, that it folds in half and now it's not going to work. So you have to drink water in order for it to work properly so that all the systems in your body work properly. So I tell people in my presentations now, I've added where, when you're 2% dehydrated, you feel thirst in your mouth. So if you're feeling thirsty, know that you're about 2% dehydrated. If you get to 8% dehydration, would you believe that your DNA strands, which are 92% water, if you're 8% dehydrated, they start to unravel. Is that not scary? They literally, the little legs at the end, they literally start to disintegrate. They start to unravel at 8% dehydration. If you get to 10% dehydration, you lose your mind. Your brain cannot work. And no one makes it to 12% dehydration because at 12%, your body shuts down, you're dead.
Too much water.
No, not enough water. If you're
12, not enough. 12% water in your cell. You're
lacking 12% water in your body, everything shuts down. Nothing works because everything is you're a goner. No one survives that.
Is that 12% of 92% or 12% of 100?
No, because your body, so your DNA, this is interesting. Your DNA is 92% water. So that's the primary structure holding up your DNA, the water. Your body, if you're a baby, your body's 82% water. You just came out of your mother's womb, that amniotic sac, you were just like floating in the water. You're born 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. You're about 82% water. You get to about 60 years of age, because Jack, I think, is like in his early 60s. He says, hey, you get to be my age in your 60s. You're only 55% water. So you got to make sure that you keep properly hydrated because your DNA is still 92% hydrated. It's composition. That's like the building, what the primary source of the structure is, the water.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah, I would be interested in listening to it. So if you have a link to his YouTube.
I can put you to the link to the YouTube. I was going to say, if we go into, in the Telegram group, I have it posted because
Telegram. Okay.
Yeah. If you just go to Telegram, And in the Telegram, here's a guy from Thailand. Okay, here. So if you go in here and you put just Jacob, because it's Dr. Jacob Montgomery. If you just put Jacob, you'll see. I can forward this to you so you don't have to look it up since I already pulled it up. I'll just
Okay.
forward it to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm illiterate about.
You're fine. I sent that to you.
Thank you.
And then I think I put one on Jake. No, that's not in photo biomodulator. That's not the one I was looking for.
Okay.
Okay.
So now I'm curious, going back to Trisha, if you don't mind
Sure.
talking about Trisha. She her daughter also has all kinds of issues. I'm not sure what kinds of issues, but she said that she would start putting her daughter on some of these patches if they start working for her. So so yeah, so Trish is the kind of person where she just needs to know if it works. If it's working for her, then proof is in the pudding,
So,
and she'll just, start using it.
so I tell people, you know what? No one is so special that these stem cell activation patches won't work on you. 100% of the people that wear the patches and drink the water, the number one thing is to put them on every day and to wear
Yeah.
them for 12 hours. And then you're going to match the 12 hours that you signaled your body. You have to match it with 12 hours of rest, repair, and restore. And then, so remembering to put them on every day. The easiest way for people to do that, tell people, just put a reminder, an alarm in the morning that says, apply patches. Whatever your time is that you get up, I don't care what time you wear them. You could put them at 5 a.m. in the morning or 11 o'clock in the morning. Even I have two people who put them on at 1 p.m. They wear them from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning. I go, it doesn't matter, 12 hours or 12 hours or 12 hours. So let's say you put them on at 7 a.m. in the morning, and then you remove them at 7 p.m. at night. So you have an alarm that says apply patches. And then you have another alarm that says remove patches. And then if you have evening patches, you have another alarm that says apply PM patches. And then you have your alarm in the morning to remove them when you first get up. Usually when you brush your teeth, you'll remember, oh, I have to take off, because you see them on your pineal gland, you see on your forehead, and you'll remove them. But it's not a bad idea to have an alarm that says remove the patches, so that then you remember. Let me see, show. So like if you see here, I have a bunch of, so
So
see the,
oh yeah,
see the apply patch. And if you go
yeah.
to the bottom, you'll see the 11 p.m. It says remove patches.
Okay.
And when the alarm goes off, I can't tell you, when you're home and your routine is regular, you're gonna remember more frequently. The thing is, like last weekend, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I had people, and then Sunday, I had people who had come in from out of town who they weren't able to leave because of the hurricane warning that we had. And so all sorts of people that were supposed to have been gone Sunday morning, their flights got canceled. Now they're scrambling for hotels, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So when you're with people and then you're out late, I was out like Dr. Stacy had all the executive directors, presidential directors, and senior presidential directors with the president and the North American manager. Garrett was with us, and there was a group of, I don't know, there's not that many of us. So maybe 30 people, 25 to 30 people. And so, but that went until like 11 or whatever, so I didn't get home till like, and then I didn't come home straight home, because I'm like, oh, I want to stop by Bevmo. I just learned about this Junmai Aladdin sake, which is so delicious. So I'm like, oh, across the street, there's a Total Wine. Let me go across the street, see if they have it. They didn't have it. So then I went to, on the internet, it said that Vons and Ralph's had it. So I went to the Vons across the street. They didn't have it. So by the time I ended up going to 3-4 stores, and I didn't end up finding it eventually, but nonetheless, so then I didn't that I spent an hour trying to get this June my Aladdin sake. I didn't get it.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't end up getting home, even though it's not that far from here. It's only about a 20-minute drive from here. I didn't get home till like 12:31, you know? So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so my alarm to remove my patches was at 11. I did push the alarm back. You know how you can do dismiss for you could do dismiss for 5 minutes or
Yeah.
yeah. So I dismissed it for an hour, but I was still not home. So guess what? I forgot to take my freaking patches off because you don't
That's
feel it.
probably okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So, and then Saturday I was out late.
Especially,
Yeah, Saturday
yeah,
was the event.
especially,
And then all the commotion because your phone's
yeah,
like exploding with all people are, oh, come join us over here. Because everyone after the event, then we went, Dr. Stacy had this place reserved for us for lunch. So we all went over there. And then of course, everyone's so excited. You know, you've got people from Hawaii, from New York, from everywhere, right? And so we're like, okay, let's go, you know, so now let's go to this place. So everyone, you know, goes, let's go to Captain Jack's, let's go to here. So I don't know. I don't even know what time I went to sleep on Saturday night, but it was late, but it's not late for me, but I'm not at home, you know, so I was still outside of my home after 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, so that
Wow.
kind of when you have a different environment like that, yeah, you are going to forget to remove your patches, you know, so, but if you set the alarm, you have a better probability to remember to take them off or, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's the number one thing. And it's not the end of the world. You forget to take them off. Big deal. You wore them for 24 hours. Oh, you're going to turn into a turnip. No, nothing's going to happen. You just have to match the 24 hours that you signaled your body. You need to match it with 24
So
hours.
I don't think, don't see that it's a problem if you overwear your patches versus underwearing it.
Yeah. So this is the
Makes
deal. This is and the literature all says 12
Yeah.
hours on, 12 hours off. But I have had people that I've instructed them, depending on the gravity of their condition, I have told them, I know that what the instructions and what the clinical study says, but because of your condition that, you know, you have this heart condition and you have these complications, for you, I'm going to suggest that you wear the patches starting this morning, and you're going to wear it till the next morning. And then the next morning, then over the next 24 hours, you're not going to wear the patch. And then, so for the next 3 days, you're going to follow this pattern. 24 hours on, second day, no patch, 24 hours off. And then 24 hours on, 24 hours off, 24 hours on, 24 hours off. And then after that, now we're going to switch you to the 12. And this lady today, just in 15, is it 15 or 14 days? 14 days. Carol in 14 days, because she wears a pulse ox. It takes her pulse and the pulse oxygen rate, because she has myocarditis and she has some other heart conditions kind of going on. Plus she has the complications of shingles. And in 14 days, her pulse has dropped 30 points. So it went from 100 to 70. It's supposed to be between 60 and 72. And it's 70 now. And she just went to the doctor yesterday. One of the other things she had was atrial fibrillation. She no longer has atrial fibrillation, and she's only been wearing the patches. Today's day 15. Yesterday was 14. So that was very exciting. It is amazing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, she's like, oh my gosh. In fact, I can show you a brief little video where, do you want to watch what because I recorded it, but I haven't uploaded it. Okay, I'm going to share it with you.
Yeah.
It was so exciting
Okay.
to hear. And then Friday, she gets to go see her cardiologist, and she is thrilled because she can't wait to show her cardiologist, because her GP is like, you no longer have atrial fib. She's like, well, I'm curious to see what your cardiologist is going to do when he sees that you have no atrial fib, because they wanted to put basically the equivalent of a pacemaker in her heart, and she really didn't want to do that.
Yeah. And then afterwards, talk to me about anyone who's had plantar fasciitis.
Bob Campbell
Do you
had plantar fasciitis since 1973. That's over 50 years suffering with plantar fasciitis. Now, in his case, it took almost 2 years to get rid of it because the person who enrolled him wouldn't let him put any other patch other than X39. So it took much long. It took
Oh, that's weird.
it took 3 times the length of time for him to recuperate his body, because it wasn't until halfway through the second year that he met Dr. Stacy and he learned more about what all the other patches did. And then he's like, well, I don't care that my enroller doesn't let me put any other patch on other than X39. He applied the Fantastic Five, and that's when his skin cancer took the longest to heal. His plantar fasciitis cleared up first. His prostate cancer cleared up. And then the last thing that was the most severe was his skin cancer. He had really bad skin cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me show you.
I remember the gentleman's the video that, from early on last year. I think I remember watching that. I need to go back and rewatch a lot of these videos.
I'll send you Bob's. And if you do Bob Campbell or just Bob in the search, you'll see that one will come up. Today is the 23rd, isn't it? Yeah, it is the 23rd. Okay, so I can share my screen with you now that I've opened it up. Wait to the beginning. I have Annie, and Annie's only been on the patches for like 2 weeks, and she hasn't done anything different other than put the patches on and drink water. She lost 11 pounds, and she was thrilled to death.
Oh,
So
wow.
she's like, I gotta order X39 for my boyfriend. He needs it. He has diabetes. He has arthritis. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen with you. The first one is Annie. She's the one who lost the 11 pounds.
Uh-oh.
Is it working?
I see a video, or I mean, I see an image of 2 people's backs naked,
Sending this to you. Oh,
a male and a female.
yeah, apparently it's not playing.
In vessel 14. And he doesn't.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, there's Carol. It's not wanting to play, even though I play. Oh, it is playing now. Okay, there's Carol.
Ah,
She wanted to know how to enroll someone in her back office, so. Okay.
When it comes to nerves, this is
Okay, so, and this is probably something well, I mean, because you had back surgery, so you know.
yeah.
go back and forth, and that you pause the video. Okay.
Sorry about these technical.
You can put it on that and share your video.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing so much better. I mean, my whole body is just waking up and getting, my brain is remembering, and all the things that I always done is coming back now. I'm getting out of the slump. And I went to my primary care physician yesterday, and the atrial fib didn't show up anywhere.
Really? That's
my vital signs, everything looked good. And I told her about the patches. And this Friday I go see my cardiologist, and that's the dude that we're going to check. I'm not going to say anything. He'll check me over and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll see what.
So wow, so your primary care could confirm that you no longer have atrial fib. And this is day 12 for you?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty
So
quick.
see, and she said that, but I'm going to the cardiologist who was the one that identified atrial fib at So I've had every test in the world. So, and then they was gonna put me on a defibrillator in November. So we'll see.
Wow.
So, and then I have the one patch up on my forehead. This is still, it gets sore, but I think that it's healing, but
It's
it's
healing.
still,
Yeah, so what happens when it comes to nerves, I probably should do a video just on reparation of nerves. So when like with shingles, you have a damaged nerve,
yeah,
which causes pain. Ugh, terrible, terrible pain.
yeah.
So when nerves are being repaired, you have missing parts. Sometimes you have parts that have shrunk and are damaged, and some
Oh,
of
right.
the parts of the nerve are cut off. They're broken quite
Huh.
literally.
Huh.
So when they start to regrow back, sometimes it could be a little uncomfortable. You'll
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
discomfort. You might feel I'm trying to do the description of like the pain of nerve pain. Like think about like if you were to have a tube plumbing, and let's say that it was made of cellophane, and you had plumbing inside of you that was made of cellophane, and that tube was crinkled up. You know how when you take
Yeah.
cellophane, it actually makes a sound and it's all crinkled up, right?
Yeah.
As the energy is going through that tube, that cellophane is going to start to uncrinkle. That
Yeah.
nerve is going to start to uncrinkle. Energy now has to get through where it could not go. It was being blocked because the end of that nerve is crinkled up. And in some cases it's broken off, it's folded, it's shrunk, but there's damage there. So now it's opening up. As it's opening up and it's getting through some of that scar tissue that's in that nerve, it can be
Right.
uncomfortable. So that's why you might feel discomfort. It's not the same type of pain that you had before that people describe either as like a fire. Like I know when I had nerve pain in my neck and my back, it felt like somebody had taken an ice pick to my neck and to my back.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like there was screws and it's just being turned in, like just excruciating, but it's a very piercing pain. This is a different, it doesn't feel,
is different.
it is a different,
Yeah, and sometimes it itches.
and sometimes,
And then it'll itch like crazy.
yes. And the itching is evidence that blood flow is returning to that area, and energy is also going through that area, and it's opening things up as that nerve unfolds and starts to regenerate the tips, because your nerves look like a hand.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, I have an image here on the graphic for, oh, it's not on that one. Let me see if I can find an image of nerves that I can share with you. Because I know I do have one. Give me a quick second. Because nerves do look like your hands. They have what we call dendrites, which are like fingers at the end of each stem. So you have like hands on this, right?
Yeah.
Here. Let me get a better one. I want to.
I have to edit this little portion out.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
These are neurons in the brain. They look a little bit different than the ones in the other parts of the body, but it'll still give you a good idea. So you see all these little filaments.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm familiar.
So you see how, so as this is the core, the nucleus of your nerve, and then there's a shaft that goes in between the nerves. So each one of these filaments, that's how you connect to the next nerve, so that the electricity and the light goes from one nerve to the next so that it communicates. So when you have missing, some of those filaments are missing, some of them have folded, some of them have shrunk because they're damaged. So now they have to open back up. As the energy is opening back up, there's increased blood flow, but there's more light and energy that's starting to move forward. So sometimes I can feel itchy. And it doesn't last too many days. It's usually just maybe 1, 2, or 3 days, and then it goes away. Like you don't even notice when it goes away. You just realize a few days later, oh, I had itching. I don't have that itching anymore. Or I don't have that kind of weird, uncomfortable, strange feeling. Yeah,
It goes away pretty fast.
it
Yeah,
does
it
go,
does.
it does go away pretty fast. Yeah, it does. So,
Wow, yeah, good,
okay.
exciting.
Fantastic. So this is great. So, so on Friday, you were going to be going to see your cardiologist. So,
I think you get the gist of it. The number one thing is that it's just 2 weeks and so much improvement between her eye because she had shingles, and then her heart condition where her
Oh, wow.
pulse went from 100 to 70 now. And then in the first 24 hours, she goes, oh, her heart settled down and her pulse ox went up. I think her pulse ox went from 95 to 97, 98. I said, okay, wow, that's literally overnight. And she goes, oh, she slept great. And in the second and third day, she's like, wow, everything, my brain is starting to work. I can feel that everything is brighter, clearer. So
I forgot to mention to you, one of my friends, who I'm with here, she has sleep problems, and so I gave her some sleep, some of the silent night patches. She said that she slept fantastic last night. She said that so she put the silent night patch on last night, and she's going to try it again tonight to see whether or not she can get more than 4 hours of sleep, because she just doesn't sleep very well at all. So she said she slept more than an hour. In fact, she said she slept 4 hours last night. She said that was unprecedented. And so
what a relief for her. Oh my gosh. Wow.
oh, I know. Yeah. Hi, I'm on a Zoom call, sorry. Yeah. And so yeah.
So, and she only wore silent night. She didn't wear any other patch.
She didn't wear anything else. She didn't take a melatonin, like gummy bears or anything like that.
Okay, so this is here, you are an educator. So let people know that when they take melatonin gummy bears, melatonin supplements, that they're
Yeah.
pulling melatonin from their eye. It's going to affect their eyesight. It's one of the most dangerous things that people do. And Dr. Jack talks a lot, both Dr. Jacob Montgomery, because he's an eye surgeon, of course, he talks about it quite a bit. And Jack talks about it. He goes, it's criminal that pediatricians are prescribing
Uh-oh.
milligrams
Okay.
of melatonin for children. And it's like these kids, I mean, right now, of course, most adults, it's not uncommon for someone who's 70, 80, 90 years old to have cataracts and glaucoma. But he goes, mark my words, we are already starting to see 30 and 40-year-olds with cataracts and glaucoma. And we will probably in the next 5 years, we'll probably start to see kids in their teens and their 20s because their pediatricians prescribed melatonin. These kids are going to start going blind. And I'm like, this is
Kidding me?
Yeah, because your body, what it does is when you take the supplement, that melatonin is not the natural melatonin that you were born with. So because of the signal that
Yeah.
it's taking melatonin from your eye, depriving it from your eye, which it's like,
Interesting. Wow, that's fascinating.
yeah.
Hey, Lillian, if my phone goes out, it's because I'm about 20% on my
Okay.
phone battery.
Okay.
So just FYI, okay? So I just got the signal saying I'm like down to
20%.
almost 20%.
I have an 8
Yeah, just
o'clock. I'm 7 minutes over though. I gotta go because I have,
okay. All right. Well,
I have-
thank you so much, Lillian.
okay.
And I'll keep you posted on what's going on with
Trisha.
Trisha and then my new friend Michelle.
Okay. Sounds
So,
good.
all
All right.
right. Talk to you later. Bye. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.